Hello, hello, hello. How is everyone doing? We're a little earlier today. A little later today. As most of y'all know, I had a job interview at 10 o'clock, so that's why we didn't have it right after Welcome to the Rebellion. But I wanted to have one today because I feel like there is a lot of stuff to talk about. What's up, everyone? Scope, how are you doing? Lily is here. Mash and Marianne is here. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, interview went well. I would not be shocked to receive an offer unless it is retardedly low. I expect to be employed again soon, but we have to receive that offer first. So I'm trying not to dwell on it. I feel very at peace over how the interview went. There's nothing that I wish I had done better or said something differently. And the prayers from everybody have been beyond appreciated. I don't think I will really ever be able to pay y'all back for all of that. So thank you. Good morning. Well, good afternoon, Casey. I know it's still morning for you, but it's 12:30, 12:37. So it's also really flipping cold. Jason, I don't know anything about that. I mean, Shirley is the one that I'm more following over the fraud shit. Sorter is just kind of piggybacking off of what Shirley is reporting. What's up, Spider? How you doing, guys? Tomorrow, if my math is right, tomorrow this channel gets monetized. We've got the hours, but YouTube's the partner system hasn't logged them yet. They go through and they kind of validate them. They make sure that it's not you running a bot farm or something like that. So we got the hours. We're just waiting for the last 30 to be checked off, and then we'll send the channel in to be monetized, and we'll get it done. Yeah, YouTubing. Jason, if I get the job, I'll start growing it out, and I'll wait till anyone says anything. And if someone says something, then I'll, depending on what it is, then I'll either trim it or I'll just keep shaving, and we'll just be fresh as a baby's bottom. I'll miss it, but I'd rather be employed. I don't really know where I want to start. Let's see. That's my signature look. We'll see. My signature look is going to be whichever one keeps me in a job. I've got my phone here, waiting. Part of the reason that I went live was because the last time I was live, I got really good news. So I wanted to kind of force that to happen. Let's talk about what happened in Minnesota over the weekend. So, Jason, it's read well. So Minnesota can they just freaking relax? Like, this stuff is insane. You know what? Get over the fact that you're get over the fact that the people living in your city, in your state, are apparently all criminals. Like, it's insane, it's insane the number of murderers, rapists, and Adobe softwares are apparently living in Minnesota. Like, it blows my mind that they somehow think that it's okay to defend these people from anything. These are the sort of people that, when they go missing, people don't look for them because they're bad people. They're the crap of society. And we used to we used to like pride ourselves on removing the scourge of society from polite society. And now it's like, let's defend everybody. I mean, y'all see what Virginia did today? Or I don't think it was today, but recently, Virginia filed a bill to eliminate the mandatory minimum sentences for rape, manslaughter, assaulting a law enforcement officer, possession, and distribution of child images. You know what I mean? Hang on, let me. I've got the bill here. Hang on, I'm just reading it real quick. I'm looking for that portion of it so I can actually read it to y'all. Yeah. So currently in Virginia, there is a mandatory minimum sentence of confinement of 25 years for a violation of Clause 3 of Subsection A, where the offender is more than 3 years older than the victim, if done in the commission of or as part of the same course of conduct or as part of a common scheme or plan as a violation, the punishment shall include a mandatory minimum term of confinement of 25 years. So they're striking mandatory minimum and allowing judges now to impose lighter sentences on these crimes. The problem is we already know what happens when you allow judges to make decisions that broadly. Like, one of the reasons that judges have spent the last, we've noticed it a lot over the last year and a half, but they've spent the last decade probably really ruining the citizenry of the United States because of discretion systems, of them basically being allowed to just have anyone released as they see fit. They need to be regulated. And that's part of the legislature's job, is to regulate the judiciary. Part of the checks and balances set up in the Constitution and the state constitutions of the many states is that the legislature is supposed to pass laws that the judges are forced to enact. And for Virginia to sit there and decide minimum sentences, nah, you sexually assault someone, whatever the judge thinks is fair. Judges are not good people. Like, there are good judges, But as a rule, judges do not live in society. You know, as an attorney, I would trust a jury before I trusted a judge, because the jury actually lives day to day. They actually go to the grocery store, they spend the money, all that kind of stuff. Judges do not. So for them to basically now allow judges this broad power to just start handing out whatever sentences they deem fit, don't go to Virginia. Do not go to Virginia. If this bill passes, do not go to Virginia. Yeah, Casey, I saw that. So if you're on the East Coast or in a Gulf state, we're going to have a very cold weekend. I was looking at my weather app earlier, and Thursday and Friday, it's supposed to pick up a little bit, get a little bit warmer. We're talking like 60 degrees. After that, the high is like 40. So everyone stay bundled up. Yeah, Clyde, it's really pathetic. What's up, Ace Liberty, and what is up, Irish? How you doing, man? We'll miss a phone call from a buddy of mine. We'll call him back after the stream. A high of negative 11. Damn. What's up, Zach Roberts? Yeah, this shit is insane. So someone mentioned it. I saw it in chat earlier. I think it was Jason that said something about it. But that, that 1.5 trillion is actually fraud on the yearly budget. The saddest thing about that is I actually think so. I read an article earlier today. I think it was. I've been up since like 4 a.m. So I read something earlier today that it was closer to like 1.8. And what's sad about that is that's just what they know. It's probably closer to 2.5. It's and what's so annoying is, let's say we got rid of the fraud. Let's say we brought down the budgets in, let's see, get rid of the amount of money we spend on healthcare. Get rid of, let's take 7% of the military budget. We got all the money back from USAID. Whole bunch of people fired from what do you call it? Hang on one second. From different federal commissions and all this stuff. So, I mean, I feel like if we get to the point where we actually get rid of this bullshit in the budget, I mean, there's no reason for us to really even have to pay taxes anymore. Like, and the other thing, I get so angry when I think about taxes, because remember, it started as like a 10% tax on 10% of the population. I still say that if everything was going well, we wouldn't care if the government decided to give, 30 million to this country or 20 million to this country to help with this, or 40 billion here, or 10 million here. But everything's not going well. And they continue to spend our money not helping us. It's like, you know, you can give your friends that money after you fix the 30 million miles of roads that are in disrepair, the bridges that are falling apart. I mean, the Francis Scott Bridge hasn't even been fixed yet, hasn't even been repaired. The main thoroughfare for the city of Baltimore is gone because your bridge isn't there. What are they supposed to do? That's just crazy. Let's talk about Minnesota. Let's talk more about this dumbass Dom Lemon. So Dom Lemon, I guess, decided to team up with that really loud, obnoxious guy. We talked about him Monday, I think. He was the guy that was like screaming at the ICE officers in those vans. Let me see if I can find. I've got another video of him. He's actually quite entertaining because he's just that retarded. Here he is. So this is him at another church service. Here we go. So this is him at a church service.
As you can see, all these pretend Christians, all these comfortable white people who are living lavish, comfortable lives while children are dragged into concentration camps. You're living real life, nice lives with your lattes, doing absolutely nothing for your Latino and Somali brothers and sisters. You come here to a man.
Like, honestly, it's starting to feel like he's just a caricature. Like, if this wasn't a church service, if it was a party for some 8-year-old, I would honestly think there was a skit. But there's no way you're going to be able to convince enough people to show up to a church service and pull off some dumb prank like this. So this guy's a problem. He's one of the guys that was leading the other invasion into that church that Dom Lemon went to. And I'm pretty sure Jake talked about it earlier today. But what I thought was really entertaining was that dumbass gets onto his podcast and shit and talks about how he was not the leader. He was just there as a reporter, that he has First Amendment rights to it. No, you don't have First Amendment rights to go into a church. You have First Amendment rights as a member of the press to not have the government shut you down for what you say in your news article. You don't have a First Amendment right to enter a house of worship. Was this it? No. Let's see. Oh, I hope it actually saved. No. Oh. I don't think I saved it, but there's a video from his on his Twitter account going out there, and he's kind of talking. He's talking to the camera, telling them kind of what's going on, and he says, "We're going to back away here so that we don't identify any of these people." And the whole thing was planned so that he could get gotcha coverage. Today's the 20th, 19th, 18th. 18 or 19 is what I'm looking for. Oh, I love this. This is the video of just some guy walking down the street, and they're harassing him just because he looks semi-masculine.
Going!
So they just start yelling at him, assuming he's just an ICE agent.
No. Do you like ice? Say fuck us! Say it! Say it, bitch! You're a bitch! Your mom's a bitch! Say it! Fuck you! Fuck you, Nazi! Fuck you!
Look, how do you think this is okay? This is insane. I want to see if I can find the Dom Lemon thing. I don't think I'm going to be able to find it, which is unfortunate. Maybe he took the tweet down. He might have done that. Oh, wait, this might be it. No, that wasn't it either. Oh, wait. Here it is. I knew I had it. I can't believe he didn't take it down.
They're getting the operation together. Again, this is an operation that is secret, that they invited folks out. Can't tell you what is going to happen, but you're going to watch it live unfold here on the Don Lemon Show. There are for this reason for this reason.
Yeah, and so they're backing up here because they don't want, or the people creating or organizing this thing don't want what they're being said to be heard over his microphone or their cameras.
It may look like MAGA coded, but there's a reason they have so many white people here. I'm just going to be honest. It's because of the operation that.
It's because it's Minnesota. It's 98% white. That's what it is. I'm not going to listen to him the whole time. He's an idiot. But this is there. He's sitting there planning this operation with them, which is the whole. I think I got it somewhere. Which was this thing, going out there and fucking up this church. He gets pretty destroyed.
These people have come into our house and they've interrupted.
It's a 4-minute video. I don't really want to play the whole thing. But this dude, if you've got a second, go listen to this guy. He's pretty smart. But it blows my mind that these guys, you're sitting there trying to convince me, like Don, the dumbass that we heard earlier screaming at people. Y'all want to convince me that Donald Trump's wrong and you're right. Okay. Well, Donald Trump didn't raid a church. You did. Donald Trump isn't harassing people in the streets. Y'all are. You don't get to sit there and call ICE doing their job, arresting illegal immigrants, harassment, because it's not. Like, it just blows my mind that these people think this is what's going to convince us. And we saw the same thing, about 8 years ago when they first started like going into restaurants and stuff and yelling at people. Remember, we saw Brett Kavanaugh get yelled at. Scott Bresnan, the Secretary of the Treasury, he was having dinner and a bunch of people came in and started yelling at him. Like, we've seen all this. We've seen this for years now. And it doesn't change anyone's mind. No one walks out of that going, maybe I shouldn't vote mine that way. It's the same. It's just like the vegans that go into steakhouses and yell, and yell at you for eating steak. You're not going to convince me not to eat a steak because you eat terrible food. Sorry, refreshing my email real quick. I did tell the guy I interviewed with, I said, look, I know that you're coming up on end of month. End of month is a really busy time for real estate firms. I can start tomorrow so that I can be ready to go for end of month. So I'm just hoping that I do think I could hear something today. Let's see. She read the text? No, she doesn't have that on. Lily, you're right. It's all performative. And I mean, that's what happens when you have rejects from Hollywood running the Democratic Party. I mean, look here. We see that event. Is it a G7 that's going on? Whatever's happening over in Davos. And the wonderful governor of California is at this event criticizing the way that world leaders are bowing down to Donald Trump. And what blows my mind is Gavin Newsom sitting here saying Donald Trump's a terrible leader. He's not leading from in front. He's leading from behind. He's a coward, yada, yada, yada. Yet your proof of this is that the world leaders of the rest of the world want to give in to his demands. So by forcing the rest of the planet to do what you want, you're a bad leader. I'm just trying to wrap my head around that retardation. Anyone got any idea? Yeah. One of the things that I thought was hilarious. So yesterday was, of course, MLK Day, and the Selena 52 truck stop, which if you haven't seen this Twitter account, is a awesome Twitter account. Tweeted out, in honor of Martin Luther King Jr. Day, we have removed the urinal dividers so customers of all colors can pee side by side, hand in hand, if you'd like, in harmony, just as Dr. King probably wanted. Selena 52 is fully committed to doing what's right as long as it's convenient and requires minimal effort. It's fucking hilarious. Let's see. Oh, hey, has anyone noticed? Remember, today is that day that all these liberals are supposed to walk out of work and refuse to partake in the economy. Has anyone noticed anything? It was a perfect tweet. And Dan Vask would love that picture. You know what? Make this. There we go. It doesn't happen till like 2 p.m. So when most of the workday is over. Okay. So what? They just want to get to happy hour quicker? Y'all hear about what? Y'all hear about the crazy thing going on in the UK with this Chinese embassy? So Europe is trying to replace America with China. They want China to invest all this money. They're trying to make them really happy. And so the UK has basically agreed to the plans that China gave them for their new embassy. It's this mega facility. I think it's like 20 acres. It's huge. It includes like 100 hidden rooms, and it's got this basement that is literally a foot away from the surveillance what are they called, wiring for the city of London. Like, all of the critical important data passes through these wires that China, a known enemy-ish, is going to be able to, touch if they want to. Can you imagine if the U.S. told Russia, absolutely, you don't want to give us all your designs? That's fine. You can build whatever kind of embassy you want to build here in D.C. I mean, we were building embassies in Moscow and other European countries with rooms that had other rooms suspended in the air so that they couldn't detect things that were said through their spying. And yet the UK seems intent on letting them spy on them. Okay, so he had an 11 o'clock closing, and then he probably went to lunch. So sometime in the next 2 hours, I think I might hear something. I'm going to be a terrible streamer today, guys, because I'm going to be too focused on this. Alarm. Total is 3 p.m. And then when it's 4 p.m. And then when it's 5 p.m. Okay. Yeah, they're absolutely imploding. And then I'm pretty sure that Macron did something.
China is welcome.
But this guy is either super hungover, he's super high or something, because he's at the G7 or whatever is going on today. And I've never seen the man wear sunglasses before. And yet he's wearing in a place that you wouldn't normally wear sunglasses like this. Like, this is weird, right? I think it's weird. I did think this was really funny. So apparently at this event that's going on, the CEO of BlackRock, Larry Fink, told everyone that we, the normal people, no longer trust global elites. Isn't that kind of like the pot calling the kettle black? Like, of course we don't trust y'all. You don't care about us. Why would we trust you? Ow. Exactly, Lily. When did we ever trust global elites? Oh, hey, it's been a year. Donald Trump's been in office for 1 year. 3 more years, and then it's J.D. Vance for 8 years. Let's see. I'm looking to see if there's any other news. I love how people started calling Bavino a Yahtzee because of his trench coat. You know, it's like -5 degrees in Minnesota. What do you want him to wear? You know, they've had trench coats in the Border Patrol for 80 years. Are we supposed to be surprised that I own a trench coat? I have no idea where it is. I know I own one. It's great. Now, I'll tell you one of the things that I want to see. Did y'all see the what was it? Sorry, I didn't really plan this out very well. Did y'all see the dude that went and burned a Quran in Minnesota? David would know. Yeah, yes. Let's see. No, I think we're thinking of two different people. I bookmarked something from him. See where this was. Well, he got like surrounded by some like pro-Islam group that basically started beating the shit out of him. Like, I was surprised he survived, really. Like, that's how terrifying it looked. And what blows my mind is like there's just been nothing, no actual punishment for that. Ooh, I did want to watch this. Okay, I never ended up watching this. I think we were supposed to watch this on Friday and I forgot about this. This is Tampon Tim's son. No idea what he says.
I had a couple of words I wanted to say. I don't speak out often, but I mean, times are crazy right now. Times are rough, and I think it's really important to have some good hobbies right now to keep you, healthy and just keeping your mind right, because it's scary times with everything that's going on. I mean, especially a lot of the people that I have on TikTok are from Minnesota. I mean, this is all terrible, and you'd never expect it to go on in our home state, but it is. So it's important to have these hobbies, and I'm going to show my hobby and what I've been doing during all this crazy times. So back here, we got command station. We got two like heavy bomber troopers. They're gearing up to go in. We got some nice detail like right here. These guys are holding on. It's the 501st. If you watch the Clone Wars, you'd understand. And then we got this little piece right here. It's just a bunch kind of random pieces. We got the artillery back here launching up and over. We got I think it's ATT and some speeders right here. Good detail. I had a couple words I wanted to say. I don't speak out often.
Do I want to be friends with Tim Waltz's son? Are you fucking kidding me? This is awesome. So I think that's the new, it's not AT-AT, it's ATTE, isn't it? Guys, this is like, he's got a Y-wing and I think that's Krennic's shuttle. Oh my God, is that a B-wing? I think that's a B-wing. Can you show more? That's an old this Lego setup here, this is old. Clyde's right. This is why he's helping the fraud, because his son's bankrupting him with his Lego habit. I don't know, Lily. If this guy wants to give me some of the Lego, I might be a friend for a little bit. So who wants to buy Greenland? It is plastic crack. It absolutely is. Who thinks we should buy Greenland? Because I'd be down. And I'd be down. I don't really, I care about the safety stuff, the national security stuff and all that. But what I think makes it even funnier is just how angry the rest of the world will apparently get. NATO will shut down. It will never work again because the United States bought Greenland. So today, it is Tuesday. SCOTUS opinions. They did decide again not to issue an opinion on the tariffs. So we got Burke v. Choi. Let's see what that was. Okay, that's not that big a deal. Ellenberg v. United States. That's a big deal, especially when you sue the United States. Restitution under the Mandatory Victims Restitution Act of 96 is criminal punishment for purposes of the ex post facto clause. 9-0 decision. Coney Island Auto Parts Unlimited, Inc. versus Burton. Oh, God. Guys, I'm telling you, it sounds like they're working on a lot of shit. They're really not. I mean, it's a lot of stuff that ends up being important to, a very small number of people. But there's really only one big court case that anyone wants. Oh, tomorrow. Okay. We might have a live stream tomorrow morning. I think we will. So Tomorrow is oral arguments for Trump v. Cook. Lisa Cook is the member of the Federal Reserve or the Federal Reserve Board of Governors that was fired by Donald Trump. And the argument is that she was fired for committing mortgage fraud. Now, she hasn't been convicted of mortgage fraud, but it is the belief of the president that you can fire anyone for cause and that there's enough there for it to be for cause. So this is going to be a big decision, because this should technically, I think this should also be paired with what was it? Trump v. Slaughter, which is the case that they haven't heard oral arguments yet on. There was a stay granted allowing the allowing Trump to fire Slaughter, who was the FTC commissioner that I've talked about this in the past. It's another independent federal agency that they say that he can't fire her because he can't fire based on outside of these like 4 or 5 things that the FTC Act creates. I think it's bumpkiss. So if he wins Slaughter and he wins Cook, there it goes. It's gonna be fun to watch. I can't wait. But we might live stream during that tomorrow. I'm kind of excited for it. I don't really have anything else to talk about. I kind of blew through Minnesota a lot quicker than I thought I would. And I think partly is because I'm kind of tired of it. Like Minnesota, the shit going on in Minnesota has been hogging the news for 2.5, 3 weeks now. Like find better stuff to do. You know, they announced yesterday afternoon, that they've made 3,000 arrests of Adobe software murderers and rapists, and we're supposed to feel bad for them. I think ICE is doing their job. The DHS is doing their job getting these criminals off the streets, because again, Minnesota refuses to obey ICE detainer requests. Let me see if there's anything else before we call it. We might call it a little early. Yeah. Well, guys, I think we're going to call it there. Oh, it's terrible. I hope everyone has a great night, great day. I do think I'll be live playing some Red Dead Redemption 2 later today. But I'm going to go relax a little bit. This is probably the first time I've really been able to relax and be calm over the last 4 days. You know, I've been waking up at like 4 a.m. And just unable to sleep. So thanks for being here, guys. We're going to send in for monetization tomorrow. I'm excited. See y'all tomorrow. We're gonna pull a J. And we're just gonna, end it mid sentence.